Nurmagomedov, right?
Oh,
I'm going straight there. Before this whole thing happened, and obviously Islam, incredible legacy, but I feel like for a lot of us, Khabib was that kind of dominant lightweight champion. Obviously, we've had BJ Penn in the past, who was also great, but I feel like a lot of he had his losses and he kind of didn't take training as seriously and he had some bad performances. Khabib was the guy that would go in there and dominate and destroy. I want to bring up this record here for those that might have not really caught his career, because we've got a lot of new fans tuning in these days. He had some big wins, right? Like we saw him basically dominate everyone. The T-Bar fight was a little close, but obviously like Justin Gaethje, he submitted him with like a broken toe. Ally Quinta, that was actually a pretty close fight. That was last second though. Conor McGregor, he absolutely destroyed. Dustin Poirier, he dominated. So he was a destroyer. He was someone that would always go in there and destroy everyone. My question to you is, how would you see a potential matchup between a prime Khabib and the Ilia Topuria we just
that was not the question I was expecting.
Yeah.
Ilia's boxing is far too dangerous. I think that the only pathway for Khabib to beat someone like Ilia in this hypothetical that we're running with here would of course be on the ground. And I think we've yet to see Ilia's ground game tested against the elite of the elite. Now, I say that obviously he just fought Charles Oliveira, who is the greatest submission artist of all time. I'm only saying that the fight didn't last long enough for him to be tested. He was tested on the ground for what, 45 seconds? And, was in a bit of a pickle with a heel hook, if I'm remembering correctly, but got out of it and got back up. I don't know that we know enough about Ilia's get-up game. There were some moments in the Bryce Mitchell fight where Bryce was on top and Ilia was a little bit stifled. Whether he chose to be stifled, that's a question, like just, hey, I'm going to be safe until this moment passes type of thing. So that's the only path to victory I could see for Khabib. I could also see Khabib, shooting from an ill-advised distance and getting knocked out.
And I'm thinking Ilia Topuria, and I go, this is a guy that loves to make statements. Does he make the mistake of grappling with Khabib to try and prove a point and getting caught? That's kind of like the only way I see him losing. Like respectfully,
it's interesting
Khabib, right?
Picking up Khabib though, and not Islam.
Was that sorry?
I said it's interesting to me that you're using Khabib as an example and not Islam, which is a potential reality.
Well, I was gonna build to that, but
I just ruined your show.
To you, is Islam the more dominating lightweight champion over Khabib at this point? Well,
Yes.
There's nothing wrong. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, just simply based on who he fought. It takes nothing away from Khabib. Khabib, if I remember right, didn't lose a round. Is that true? Maybe lost one. I can't recall, but that's the line. We'll go with the line. He didn't lose a single round, so. It's difficult to pick apart, a fighter like that. And of course, Islam has been knocked out. I still think that Islam is the more well-rounded, dominating figure and will have a longer run of high-level domination than Khabib chose. If he had stuck around, who knows?